Hi, I'm Mackenzie Evans, and this is
Brandon Hooley.
And we are with the Hirschenberg Group. Today we're going to talk about 5 common home buyer mistakes. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe to our channel. So one of the first buyer mistakes that we see, and this is typically, we're talking about once you're under contract and you've gotten under contract for the house that you want to buy, and then to closing, which typically takes about 30 to 60 days. One of the first common buyer mistakes we see is debt payments. And you may be asking, what do you mean by this? We mean you want to stay current with any monthly payments that you have. Any mortgage payments, any car payments, any credit card debt, that kind of thing. You want to stay current on that, because even though the lender pulls your credit, does a hard pull for your pre-approval letter, they are going to do another soft pull 3 to 5 days before you get the keys to your new home, or 3 to 5 days before the closing. So you want to stay on top of that, because they definitely do another soft pull.
It's a great one, Mackenzie. You're right. You have to really watch that. The other thing you have to watch is your job, your salaries. So basically, you want to make sure you have a stable job that you've had for at minimum 2 years.
Yep.
The other thing that you want to make sure is that there's no change in that during that time frame where you're under contract. In other words, if you're salaried, and then all of a sudden, you have this opportunity to go hourly with like a big commission or something, well, that may jeopardize some things. So you want to be very cautious with that. You want to make sure that, if you're salaried, stay salaried.
Yes.
Even if you get to a point where you may get a promotion. Just a suggestion, talk to your lender, make sure that there's no issues with that. As long as there's not like a big change, you should be okay. But always best to ask.
We don't want you to qualify for a priced home higher, and then all of a sudden you're not qualified for that home later on.
That's right. And the worst thing is obviously if you take a job cut or a pay cut, because that does completely change your debt to income ratios and all those aspects that are tied up with getting that new home that you want.
Yes. So another mistake you want to avoid is moving money around or changing banks during this contract period. It just sends a red flags to our lenders, especially if they see big chunks of money being moved out of your account or into your account. You just want to tell your lender, if you are getting gifted funds to help buy this home from family members, things like that, that the lender knows that's coming in and that's what that's for. And again, if you want to change banks, great. Do that after you get the keys to your new home.
That's right.
We do not want to change banks during that 30 to 60 day closing period.
Yeah. Again, you want to keep status quo as much as possible during that time.
Yeah.
Another big one is, right, you're moving into a new home. It's like, well, what about a new car? Right? You kind of get into that mode of like, oh, this is a new lifestyle, new changes. So a lot of times buyers are so excited that now they get into this, hey, what about a new car? Don't do it.
Yes.
Wait until you're done, contract, make sure that you've got the contract completed. Once you have the keys to the house, go ahead and go try to get keys to a new car, but don't do it before.
And the last mistake that we're going to talk about, and this kind of goes along with the new car, is buying new furniture or appliances.
That's right.
We get it. We understand that you want all that new stuff to come in the same day you close, just for convenience. But if you're buying this stuff on credit, again, this could change your debt to income ratio.
That's right.
Especially if you're on that fine line anyway. If you're qualifying for, a $300,000, $400,000 home, and you're right on that line with debt to income ratio, buying furniture or buying a new car could change that in 2 to 3 days before you close. That could lose out on that home. So we'll want to make sure that if you're buying these things, you either buy it with cash or you wait until you have the keys in your hand.
That's right. I mean, the last thing you want to do is jeopardize all of this excitement and energy and what you've built up to move into your brand new house. And hopefully, you don't want to jeopardize that. So anyways.
Right. So if you guys want to know more about mistakes to avoid while you're in the buying phase of home buying, please reach out to one of our team members. We would love to help y'all out. And again, please like and subscribe to our channel.
That's right. Thanks, guys.